Hello YouTubies, this is Joker Scribe, and thank you for watching this amazing, most bodacious and incredible, of course, YouTube video. We're still living in the dark ages here, but anyway, right, so let's talk about Supernatural. This TV series has been going on for almost 10 years, and it's developing quite a cult of following. I mean, it really is doing quite well. I've been watching it for quite a few years too. I remember when it first begun, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it looked more like a porno show than anything, but it was looking pretty good at the time. There's some very interesting stories coming up, and they don't seem to be running out about any ideas, which is a good thing. As for the current series, let's talk about Series 9, okay, when all the angels start falling out of the sky, and we see some very creative ideas from the writers. I like the idea of the story of the Yellow Brick Road, where they open the door and they can see Oz, etc. I thought that was sweet, very creative, very imaginative. And I also like, from the same series, the cartoon guy as well, whose imagination built up cartoons and made it more real. I thought that was very good, and so they are using creative ideas to get this series going. And I thought, they'll just keep on bringing bad guys, but having all the angels fall out of heaven, fall out of grace, was amazing idea. That's new. That's quite a bad guy. And Megatron, I mean, is he called Megatron or something? Are we talking about Transformers here? But he seems to be quite a interesting character. For all we know, he could actually be God. For all we know, we don't know who he is. He could be, but then again, why would God actually murder one of the angels? So, unlikely, but possibilities are there. Maybe he's an army person for the god of. Oh, by the way, I'm a scribe too. I thought I mentioned Megatron. I'm King Scribe, Joker Scribe, the Scribe. So when somebody starts calling themselves the Scribe, you've got to start coming back to me, and we can have some words about that. But he is a very, very good enemy, because he just seems to be unthreatening. There doesn't seem to be anything threatening about him, but he's incredibly sneaky. And that's the whole point. I mean, he's just incredibly good at being sneaky, tricking these angels. Now, one particular angel who was expelled after, from grace, because he put in prison in heaven, which is a bit unusual. I thought he would have been put in hell or something, but he's put in prison in heaven because of letting the devil in, seems to be very, very naive. I mean, to a point of stupidity. I mean, he's going around thinking, oh, it's great, I should do what Megatron wants me to do, and oh yeah, I want to be in second in command. And he thinks he's a good guy, but he's showing greed, but then he doesn't want to do greed. He's like a very young kid being tricked by a very simple trick. If you are an angel, you've been living for thousands of years, surely you wouldn't fall for something as stupid as what he is. That's the only question I have about this, and it does make sense why he would let the devil in to the Garden of Eden, because it was easy for the devil to trick him. In fact, if Megatron could do it with that, the devil would have no problem just offering him a sweet or a piece of candy, and say, well, just let me into the Garden of Eden, because God, this is all you have to say, God says, don't let anybody into the Garden of Eden, any other angels, nobody, no demons, no whatnot. He says, alright. The devil comes and says, God told me to come, you've got to let me in now. And he says, alright, yeah, come in. So that's the sort of thing, or that the devil would have to say to him, because he's that bloody naive. I think it's a big naivety on his part. I don't think he is an evil person, by the way, an evil spirit. But another thing I find interesting about the angels is they do seem to lack the ability to understand the quality of life. When they're killing these people as if they're nothing, are they good or are they evil? That's my real question here. And then again, most of these angels who think they are working for God's purposes seem to be more of a threat than underground devil and demons. You know, they seem to be even worse than that, torturing other angels, killing other angels, and you know, they're allowed to stick around in heaven for that, while somebody who was swearing outside a Pizza Hut goes straight to hell on earth. You know, it doesn't make any sense. These angels are certainly evil in some ways. I mean, they should know they're evil, doing evil things, you know, killing people and killing things and killing each other, and then you know, moaning about they haven't seen God. Has it ever occurred to them that God might actually be testing them in this way to see who is loyal? I mean, it doesn't take anybody with half a brain cell to work out that perhaps God of that particular universe is testing these angels and his followers and everybody, giving them a free will to do either good or to do evil. And these angels are mostly killing each other, killing humans and doing evil. Even Castiel killed another angel, which I thought was over the top. He could have found better ways to deal with that, but killing an angel was it's still murder. Perhaps he didn't understand the value of murder, but now he does. So, if anything, he's actually more advanced now than the other angels, because they do seem evil to me. There does seem very little difference between those angels and the demons. In fact, if anything, they are much more brutal. That's what I was thinking while watching it. I was saying, that is not really... that doesn't relate well to me. It really doesn't. There's something a little bit off there, but it doesn't really matter. You know, they did say, you know, in places, some religions, they say that there's a big war going on in heaven, so it does go well with that. I'm just saying, I just find it a little bit strange that the angels are more of a threat than the demons are. Yeah. Will we ever see Michael again, or the devil? I should imagine so, with this type of TV series. As I said before, you know, what I'm hoping for here is an adventure. That's what this is all about. I'm hoping for adventure. I'm hoping for some other angel to pop up, not necessarily God, because that would cause a number of issues. Maybe Chuck to appear again, because it's a mystery if he's God or not. He might not be, but he might be. He's a very interesting character, and I suspect that he is, you know, or at least he's a type of God. He's certainly a scribe of some sort, isn't he? Because he was writing. Have you noticed that? He was writing what was happening, and the scribe of God was also writing what was happening. So there's a similarity there. And also the same actor, I'm sure I saw him as a Reaper in a previous episode this year. I'm sure that's the same actor, you know, who reaped the uncle. So these sort of things are very... They work. This series is working for me. This particular season is working for me. There's only been a couple episodes here or there that I've not liked. And there was one part in Series 5 I thought, they're taking too long to make this. And then when I watched it, I thought, the story's not too good anymore. And then I left it for about a year and then came back. But, you know, this is why, you know, they should keep on producing episodes, because the more episodes they got, the more likely people are to watch it. But I'm sure their fan base is much more bigger than 15 million. I'm sure they've got a massive fan base because of what they're doing. I've been watching this for a long time, and I can say that it is one of my favourite TV episodes. I was always questioning how long it would last. But even then, you know, why is it not possible for there to be some type of magic in the air that happens to make these two guys change face for whatever reason? Because they have to disguise themselves from a certain enemy. That's possibility. So you still have Dean and the other character played by two different actors. If it came about that the two actors wanted to change for a future career, because I'm sure, you know, they don't want to go on for 20 years with this. They don't want to go on for 50 years with this particular TV series. They might want to go on for a number of years. Good luck to them. I hope they do. But there will come a point where these actors will want to move on, and I've always had this in the back of my mind. It might be in 5 years, it might be in 15 years when they choose to move on, but let's keep this TV series going. Maybe they can come back as different characters in this particular TV series if they choose to leave. The possibilities are open. I mean, it's not the end of. So I think what they should do is they should, at the very end, when the two actors decide to up and leave, because this is why there's deaths appearing in this particular TV series, is because the actors don't want to be tied down for 20 years to a particular TV series. They want to move on. But Supernatural has a whole range of stories it can cover. It's endless, because Supernatural is rejuvenating. It is a regenerating feature. And I think they should do something similar to Doctor Who to keep it going. They have to find a reason why the two actors are being replaced with the same names and the same characters in a particular episode. I suggest a spell to disguise them from future enemies, because they all come at them at the same time, or at least the story happens to unfold like that. Not every single enemy, of course. You want to introduce different enemies within the future, but a lot of enemies come after them and they have to disguise themselves, so the characters are changed by different actors but playing the same parts, and that would work. And you could convince the fans to continue watching with that. I would certainly continue watching it no matter who played the part, because I'm not somebody who will just give up on a TV series that is doing very well and is always entertain me just because they have to replace actors now and again. And it does work. I think it is a fantastic TV series. I wish it the best of luck. I will be making reaction videos to this particular TV series now, because I think it's come to a point where they please me enough to deserve some backup to keep the TV series going. I want to see this TV series keep going for a long time. It could go on for another 10 years for all we know. It's like Smallville. I mean, these sort of things can go on for a long time, and it might be that they have to change the actors, and I wish those actors the best of luck, but the fact that they stuck at this for such a long time and made it big is credit onto them. So anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.